Nice to meet you. My name is Annelina and welcome to my adventures.
Good morning and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be about repairs again. We are going to have a look at the camper van's parking sensors today. In the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter they are called Parktronic. They give the warning signal and the error signal and two red dots in the indicator lights. So it means that there is either a connection problem or one of the sensors in the bumpers is faulty. And hopefully once I wake up, I will be getting the electrical equipment, voltage meter and so on, and I will crawl underneath the van with my partner hopefully, and we will try to fix and troubleshoot what is going wrong with the van. This is the rear of the vehicle, and these are the parking sensors, also called Parktronic sensors I talked about. And welcome to the temporary workshop. We didn't get the error message on our way here. It is probably because of the temperature. Currently it is +10 to +12 Celsius, and the error has only occurred when the night temperature has been -2 Celsius or -4 Celsius or somewhere around that, so pretty cold temperatures. So this might be also a temperature dependent problem with the wiring harness. It is possible. These are tricky, but here's the picnic I have arranged. I have all the necessary equipment for the troubleshooting. We have, of course, the regular voltmeter, really good one. Big magnet to hold the minus cable on the ground or earth, so we can help it with the magnet. Some screwdrivers to wipe and scrape off the rust and possible debris around the connectors, and some connector cleaning spray for the wiring harnesses. Let's go underneath the vehicle and see what we can find. Two things that we are gonna measure here are, first of them is the wiring harness. We would like to see if the electricity is running smoothly without any interruption or short circuit or anything in the wiring harness. And secondly, we need to know if each of these sensors are okay.
Easier said than done. The brackets were holding the parking sensors really tight, and I didn't want to break the plastic in a 10 years old vehicle.
It seems that we need to detach the sensors to be able to detach the wiring harness. And what I already noticed, that in the first connector I detached, there is the copper seen here already. I can see copper wiring, so that is definitely a place that we need to repair. So the plan is that I try to detach the whole wiring harness and fix this in a better place than this.
The wiring harness was easy to detach, except for the main connector to the GAN bus. Accidentally, I broke the locking clip of the connector, but that is what sometimes happens.
Here we are. What else a lady could do on a holiday evening than troubleshoot a wiring harness and parking sensors? Spoiler alert, we already tested this whole setup and it is working perfectly. There is no fault in this electrical circuit or in these parking sensors. We tested the integrity of the wiring harness with the resistance measurement, like this. These wires are connected to all of the 4 sensors, and the leftmost 2 wires in this big cable connector are the plus and minus, and the rest, the 4 of them, are the signals, and 1 signal is connected to each of these parking sensors. And we tested all of these wires separately with the resistance measurement, for example like this. We put the minus here in the leftmost connector, like this, and the plus we connected to the corresponding wire in the other connector, and as we see, the resistance here is 0.3 ohms, which is really small, and it means that this circuit is closed and the electricity, the electrons are flowing without any trouble through this circuit. So the integrity is okay. And we tested all of these wires the same way, also the signals and the parking sensors itself. For example, like this, putting these probes here, we get the value 50.1 kilo ohms, which is the same that we got from the another parking sensor. 51.2 kilo ohms. So these were all about the same values, also with some other pins that we tested. So there were no electrical fault in this wiring harness. And by the way, fun fact, these are capacitive sensors, so they detect the mass or volume of any item that are coming closer to them, and then they are able to signal that there is something with the mass or volume on their way. And other type of sensors are inductive sensors, and they create electromagnetic field in front of them, and they are not able to detect the mass or volume in the same way, but they detect metal objects that disturbs the electromagnetic field of the inductive sensor, and that is how the inductive sensor is able to signal to the system that there is something on its way. But these are capacitive, they are very simple, they detect the mass or volume that is coming closer to them, and that is why I guess these have been working 10 years already in our vehicle, and one of them is already a little bit damaged, but it is still working, so no problem here. Only defect we found in this wiring harness system was the one that I found already when we were detaching it from the vehicle. In the sensor number 2, wiring harness connector, we can see that one of the wires has the copper visible, and the copper shouldn't be visible. We need to cover that copper wire with something and prevent it becoming a problem in the next 2 years.
My skill level is not high enough to fix wiring harnesses in the moving vehicles, but luckily my partner is super skilled mechanic and he was able to fix our wiring harness.
And welcome back to the wiring harness repairs of the parking sensors. This is the wiring harness my partner has repaired. There was a copper wire visible near this connector. Here are the 4 capacitive parking sensors that we have tested. And this is the connector piece, the bracket that I accidentally removed when I was removing this wiring harness last time. So I will just simply glue it back on its place over here now. And then I will be connecting the parking sensors to this wiring harness and installing the whole wiring harness and the sensors back to the vehicle and connecting the main connector to the CAN bus, and hopefully after that we will be able to read the OPD error messages again. Before I attach them finally to their slots, I will take one more reading with the OPD decoder and see if there are any error messages. This didn't go that well. It seems that there is a problem with this CAN connection. So the problem is somewhere else than in the rear wiring harness. We need to troubleshoot a bit more. I'm going to start the engine and see if the parking sensors give the error message when I put the car in the reverse. No error messages when we are in the reverse. Well, let's see about the drive to the forward direction. No errors here either, so very difficult to troubleshoot. We didn't find the fault last night when we tested the OPD reader and error codes. So I decided that we need to put this whole wiring harness and the parking sensors back together and try to troubleshoot again once we get the error active next time.
These actions were good enough for the parking sensors for now. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one.